Hey, in this video, I want to take you really quick through all of the features of the KotaUL. There's a lot of features. We're going to go through every single one of them, why we designed it that way, and how it turned out in production. So let's dive right in. The first most important thing to us as we got designing this pack was comfort. We have a lot of travel packs. We travel a lot. And the biggest thing that just drove us nuts was comfort. When you've got these things loaded up with multi-day or week worth of gear and you're walking around, they get really, really uncomfortable. So with the Kota, we really focused on that. A super important aspect of comfort on the trail is weight. The lighter something weighs, the easier it is to pack. And that's why with the KotaUL, weight was priority. This pack weighs in at only 2.75 pounds, making it one of the lightest packs on the market today. The KotaUL backpack fabric is a custom built fabric. It actually uses 210 denier nylon with a 400 denier ripstop Spectra yarn. That Spectra yarn adds a ton of durability to this pack, making it a super light fabric while also staying super durable. We have an adjustable waist belt down here that is actually tuckable or fully removable and stored in the long-term storage area of the pack. These can tuck in here, but we've got a 22-inch frame that allows you to actually get some load lift off of your shoulders and transfer that weight down to your hips. The hip belt is both padded and extra wide, giving you the most comfort when you're loaded and headed out on your adventures. Another important part of carrying the pack is your ability to move it around. So on every side of the pack, we actually have grab handles that make it super easy to store this, throw it on and off a plane, a bus, or in your car. All right, so let's talk about the exterior pocketing before we get into the main compartment. We have a few different exterior pockets. We've got two side pockets. We've also got this main pocket right here and one on the top. You'll notice that all of these pockets around the bottom here are all volumized. If you've ever had a pack where you go to put in stuff after you've already loaded it and you can't fit anything into these pockets, you'll know what we're talking about. These have built in a 3D structure essentially to allow you to always have ability to pack into these pockets. The outside pocketing is designed to be super versatile. These two lower ones are big enough you can actually fit in a full-size Nalgene water bottle. Another thing that we like off of our backpacking backpacks is the ability to put things in here that hang out, such as tripods, trekking poles, or even a large smart water bottle. So we actually added a keeper right here, as well as some strapping that you can add on here if you need to lash something to the side of your pack. The front panel pocket right here is going to be a go-to for organization. As we slide into this, you're going to see a handful of ways that you can organize. Starting right here, you've got two different pockets inside of this, as well as a mesh pocket, and then you've got another mesh pocket that is deep in here. We call this the deep carry pocket. I typically put things in there that I want very, very secure because it's kind of hard to get in and out of. So it's my long-term storage. Right now, I've got my wallet essentially in there. On this side right here, we've got a drop pocket. If you've got an iPad or something like that, that's a great place to store that because this portion right here is actually padded. If you're storing any secure items inside of this pocket, you'll notice that you can actually pull these zipper pulls through this tab right here, making it very hard for pickpocketers to grab into your pack if you're walking through busy places. We've also got those throughout other sections of the pack, like right here on your main compartment zipper. On the very top of the pack, you have a nice horseshoe zipper in a large compartment. If you open this up, you can stash things. Right now, I've got some food stashed in there, but on both sides, you actually have additional zippers and storage. Inside of this one, you've got some additional storage pieces to organize, and you've got the locking mechanism. So if you want to throw your passport in there and get that locked through this webbing piece, you have the ability to do that. And on this side, you've got a stretch mesh. Now, as you go throughout the entire pack, this stretch mesh is something that we use all over. The nice part about it is if you're not using it, it's completely out of the way. But if you want that additional organization, you now have access to it. Anytime you're out on an adventure, it's really important that you have access into your gear, which is exactly why we put 4 different zipper sliders on the main compartment. Starting from the 2 bottom sides, you'll have the ability to zip up and access anything that you want in here. If you've got to grab your camera or something important, you just zip that up, snag it, and zip it back down. The other 2 zippers can be positioned at the top of the backpack so that you can access this like a typical top-loading backpack. You can shove things in here, or this is typically how I like to run it if I'm gonna be getting access to a laptop, pulling it in and out. And they do like to hang up right there, which is really good to keep everything in there as you're pushing things down inside the main compartment. However, if you've been out traveling, you know that sometimes you want access to your full backpack, which is why these 2 zipper sliders will actually go all the way down to the bottom of the backpack, allowing you to flip this completely open and load the pack however you want. With the bag open like this, you have access to all 37 liters of this main compartment, plus the organizational features. If you look in here, you've got some different mesh pocketing. Right here on the back panel, you actually have a volumized mesh pocket with a zipper along the top to store different things. You can store dirty laundry in there. I've put shoes in there. There's a whole bunch of different ways to use this pack. On each side of the pack, you'll also have additional drop pockets to drop items into to keep them more organized. And then along the back panel, you have a raised off of the bottom padded laptop sleeve. The bottom of the backpack is also padded, so if you ever have a moment where you miss this laptop sleeve, don't worry, the bottom is padded. Right here above the laptop sleeve, we have an additional pocket. This is actually where the frame goes, but we like to use it as a long-term storage area for the hip belt if you want to completely remove that off of the outside of the frame. One of the last features, but not the least, is our internal compression system. I know personally there's been a lot of times where I've taken a travel pack out on a trip, and once I get there, maybe unload some things in a hotel room or something like that, I have this huge backpack that's super floppy and not comfortable. But having exterior straps on a travel backpack is not ideal. You want this to be sleek and easy to maneuver. So what we did is we built an internal compression system. There are 3 snaps along the inside of the backpack that allow you to compress the main compartment so that when you don't need that full volume, you can compress it, it still looks sleek, and it's not hanging and floppy on your back. There's some other really important features of the KotaUL that we're gonna cover in 2 other videos. One, we will be talking about the customization. You'll see that there are a few tabs around the exterior of the pack and the interior. We have a system to allow you to customize this for whatever trip you're going on and tie stuff in or on the outside of your pack. The other one will actually go through the 3 accessories that we're launching with this pack that work very, very well. They're designed to fit and work with the KotaUL. So make sure you go see both of those videos to see the full function and the full effect of the KotaUL in action. So that covers the features of the KotaUL backpack. This backpack is truly different than a travel pack or an adventure pack. It really meets in the middle and brings all the things that are super important for both of those into one pack. Thanks for tuning in. This is the KotaUL.